But that's a form of engagement.
Absolutely.
You were just saying that you have to sort of engage your workers every day in the office, too.
You do.
For productivity's sake.
Well, yeah, this whole thing about getting the audience involved, getting people involved in the workplace is critical. There's three things that you have to do. You have to establish strong relationships between immediate supervisors and the workers. And the key to that, the key word, the one word proven statistically over and over again, is can you create an environment of trust? Can managers, supervisors, business owners create a culture of trust? They must be able to do that.
How do you do that?
Well, for one, we briefly touched on it before, you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest with people. You've got to commit to being honest.
Mean what you say.
I mean what you say. You got to be positive. You talked about this morning on the show. You got to be positive at all times. You got to be positive in the face of even adversity. And this keys into the other thing that you have to create that trust is people have to have a pride in the work that they do. And it's up to management to help the employee, help the worker understand what they do makes a difference, not only for them as an individual, but back to the organization.
How do you do that?
Well, you sit down with the employee and you show them what they do every day, and you walk them through how that equates to the organization's success. You can lay it out on paper, lay it out on a whiteboard, do it any way you want, but the employee has to understand what they do makes a difference. If you want them to feel like they have pride and purpose, they have to understand what they do hits the bottom line at some point in time. And if they're doing that, and there's that transparency, we hear that a lot, and we know what happens when people aren't transparent. They break trust. So when you sit down with the employee, you look at what the organization does, you show them how what they do makes a specific difference, and you appreciate for that difference that they make and the outcome it produces. And it's up to management to build that alignment.
You know, the Bushes had a philosophy, a political philosophy, and it was a personal philosophy, too. Keep your friends close when you don't need them, so they'll be there when you do. And that's sort of what you're talking about here. It's not going to be an issue every day. It's going to be an ongoing.
That's the key.
Here's what you're doing for us. Here's the result.
Absolutely. Engagement's all about being engaged at all times.
Do you have to let your own boss know that, too, sometimes? Boss, I did this, and here's what happened.
You should. You should be talking to them all the time. You should be communicating. Number one area of lost revenue in American business is poor communication. Number one area.
Really?
Yes. Every time we have to communicate over and over again, it costs us revenue, it costs us money. And the reason that happens is because a lot of times, think about it. Somebody sitting in the office, do I share this with the boss? I don't know. He might think this. He might think that. Well, if you have that open communication and you trust your boss, you're going to go right to him. You're going to say, hey, look, this isn't working out. I see it could create an issue for our organization. I wanted to bring it to your attention, knowing that your head's not going to get lopped off because you've brought to the situation them because you have that open relationship of trust.
Where can we get more information about the results of the study? Because there are employees and employers alike who could benefit from this.
Go to dalecarnegie.com. There's several white papers out there right now. And the key to this research, different than any other research out there, is it's the how-to create employee engagement. There's a lot of stuff that's been written on the issue, and that's kind of become contrived after the last 5 years. But if you really are looking for ways to overcome it, go to dalecarnegie.com, pull down the white papers, and look at the processes for building that engagement.
When is the next Dale Carnegie training session starting?
We have one starting tonight in Kalamazoo. There's one coming up later this month in Lansing. There was one starting in Grand Rapids this month. And so we're starting all over the place.
So it's a good time to get engaged. If it's not too late to join now.
No, jump in now if you want to learn these tools, if you want to learn how to create that engagement in the workplace, or if you're just looking to get yourself more profitable in your own life.